What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today is my very first video on YouTube as I will be discussing my top 10 Tokusatsu shows of all time, and warning that this will mainly contain of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. So if your favorite Ultraman, Garo, or any other Tokusatsu is not on here, I am sorry. I'm still new to the Tokusatsu genre. And if you don't know about me, hey, the name's Toku Howard. I'm a Tokusatsu content creator on TikTok, Instagram, and I think those are my main two profiles you can find me on. And I'm trying to expand on my platform as a Tokusatsu content creator. So here we go. At my number 10 spot, we have Kamen Rider Gaim. So, if you don't know what Gaim is, it's basically something about dancing, fruit, samurai, and all that other different stuff. And I'll say it goes through a lot of different stories, which, hey, I'm not gonna spoil everything about it, but, if you want to know, go ahead and watch it. But the only thing I'm going to spoil is that our main character turns into a fruit god. Yes, I am not joking. Our main character turns into a god. And there's multiple different writers in this season, so I feel like this is something that you will possibly enjoy. If you are very interested in writer versus writer battles, as we have had many of those, and I will be talking about one of those types of seasons on my list. Now for my number 9 entry is my very first Super Sentai season I have ever seen, being chosen Sentai Jetman. So I'll say if you're very into 90s Toku, this is another season that I would recommend. I really do like the characters, mainly the Black Ranger guy, which I think is an absolute alpha and probably the best character on the entire team. Rest in peace to my boy. Ryu is a solid Red Ranger. All the characters I really do like, and yeah, that I just have lots of positive things to say about this season of Sentai. Now at my number 8 is another one of my favorite Super Sentai series of all time, Lupin Ranger vs. Pat Ranger. As I think the reason why I like this season is due to like the unique thing about being two Ranger teams fighting, which I think we have seen Ranger teams fight before, but we never had a full-on 50 plus episode series about it. As once again, the characters are great, the villains not the best, but they're cool. I'll say I vibe with every single ranger out there. And not to mention that the suits and action go absolutely crazy. So if you're looking for a Sentai to enjoy and have rangers fighting, Lupat is the best one for you. Very unrelated to this video, but a fun fact is that the Lupin Ranger and Pat Ranger theme song is basically a combination between two other songs, as like they're separated but they're mixed into one to get the feel and vibe of the entire show. Now holding the number 7 spot is another one of my favorite Super Sentai seasons of all time, Mirai Sentai Time Ranger. As like comparing this to the other seasons that I have seen, it has a slightly more darker tone to it, as there's literally like a whole mob boss thing happening, and the backstory with the Pink Ranger being kind of dark, and spoilers for Time Ranger. Oh yeah, Time Fire, the 6th Ranger. Oh yeah, this man gets killed off, end of his entire existence. And that was your spoiler warning, but overall, Time Ranger is such a peak season. Just like its Power Rangers counterpart, Power Rangers Time Force is one of my favorite Power Ranger seasons of all time. And to let you guys know, I was born in 2010. I am 15 years old. Now, at my number 6 entry, we have Kamen Rider Gav. And yeah, I know, recency bias, that the show ended like a few months ago, like last year and stuff. But come on now, this is like probably the most peak Reiwa era Toku show, Reiwa era Kamen Rider to exist. I mean, it is amazing. from the story, the characters, the action. It's probably like my second favorite Reiwa era season. Um, we will be getting into my number one favorite Reiwa season and like another category, probably in the top five or top three. You may never know. But overall, Kamen Rider Gav might be my favorite or second favorite show in the Reiwa era of Kamen Rider. That we are in the top 5. The number 5 entry in my list of top 10 toku shows of all time, Samurai Sentai Shinkenger. And like, if you have seen Shinkenger, you know how peak it is. The story, amazing. The suits, amazing. The characters, amazing. Takaru Shiba, one of the best Red Rangers of all time. Genta, even though he's annoying as hell, he is still one of the coolest Six Rangers of all time. Juzo, the coolest villain in Sentai history. There's nothing else to explain. I might make a video talking about how amazing Shinkenger is, but that's all you should know. Samurai Sentai Shinkenger is a top 5 Super Sentai for new viewers. If you like Power Ranger Samurai, I recommend this show. Now, at my number 4 entry is the very first season of the Reiwa era of Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider 01. I would say like the story is about like our main protagonist who inherits a company from his grandfather known as Hidden Intelligence. And Hidden Intelligence creates these things known as human gears, which are basically AI powered robots, like AI humans, some type of stuff like that. And they fought off like a bunch of other rogue human gears, like MetsuraiJin.net. Sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. And there's like many other great writers like Zero One, Vulcan, Valkyrie. Uh, there's many more. I keep forgetting their names, but the other reason why I like this show is like it's connected to like real world things about AI and like the effects it has on the world or the future AI has on the entire world. So that's why I do like it. Also, the action in this show is straight up peak. And hey, a lucky part is this is like one of the few Kamen Rider seasons you can watch for free on YouTube, Shout Factory, Tubi, all that type of stuff. So if you're looking for a free Kamen Rider season, go ahead and watch this. Go. Kicking off the top 3, we have one of my favorite and my very first season of Kamen Rider Geats. So with the story of Geats, it's basically about like our four main protagonists, Kamen Rider Geats, Tycoon, Buffa, and Nago. They compete in the Desire Grand Prix, which is kind of like a tournament run by some mysterious people, and they basically fight for their wishes. And whoever wins gets their wish in their own ideal world. So anyone can wish for anything. And we have our main protagonist, Ace Yukio, which compared to other main characters, he's kind of a dick. But like he does grow from it. Then we have Keiwa, Kamen Rider Tycoon, who is basically the main character at this point, cause like he has main character syndrome, like the way he is written. But Keiwa, he starts off as your typical goody good nice guy who goes through a his own dark emo arc where he gets that amazing, beautiful Bujin sword form and just starts causing havoc. Then we have my favorite being Kamen Rider Buffa. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, but yeah, he got one of my favorite suits in the entire series, and he's just tough. Then we got Kamen Rider Nago. It's like out of most of the seasons I have seen with female writers, this one is my favorite due to like the story arc that she goes through. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you can watch it yourself. And it's also one of those Kamen Rider shows that is available and you can watch for free. So if you are looking for a writer versus writer season, this one is for you. Kicking off the top 2, we have Kamen Rider Build, which is, I might say, one of the greatest seasons or has one of the greatest stories in Kamen Rider. So, a little bit of the premise is that Japan is basically in segregation due to an item known as the Pandora's Box that a bunch of astronauts found, and Japan got separated into three different districts: Toto, Makoto, and Seto. And we have our main character, Sento, who basically has amnesia and doesn't remember anything. But I won't spoil everything about it, but there's many great writers, and the final boss, um yeah, that guy's a real problem. But what I like about Build is that it is such an amazing peak story. It's like sometimes there's some episodes that have a more darker and mature tone to it, while other episodes are very light-hearted and chill. I would say Kamen Rider Build is one of the most balanced Kamen Rider shows I've ever seen. It's not overly dark and edgy, but it's not over the top and goofy. It has a balanced tone, and I really think all ages can enjoy it. So, if there's a Kamen Rider season I recommend, Kamen Rider Build is one of those shows. And now for my number one Tokusatsu show of all time, Kaizuku Sentai Go Kaicher. Man, where to start with this amazing show that is Go Kaicher? Everything about it is just amazing. From the suit, action, characters, even the toy gimmick. Everything is amazing. I think this is the example on how to do an anniversary season. Doesn't matter if it's Super Sentai or Power Rangers or even Kamen Rider. This is how you properly do an anniversary tokusatsu, blending in with the classics and the originals while also doing something new at the same time with it. So that's why I put Go Kaiger at my number one. If you stay tuned for this 11-minute gap session, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all of that. Make sure you follow my other profiles because I will be active on there. The name's Toku Howard. I'll see you guys later.